Welcome to New Life Scientific. Today we're going to talk about preventative maintenance on a Chem Discovery unit. This one is with an Explorer 24. What we're going to be showing is going to be unique to the Explorer 24, but similar things will be used on, such as the Explorer 48, or 72, or 96. We get these in, and sometimes we see a slow, jerky motion onto them, or some of the motions don't work well at all. Biggest problem is lubrication. That's what we're talking about, how to keep these things running smooth. All the movements on it should be extremely smooth. Onto it. Easiest way is if you notice when you're doing some work that one of your slides isn't coming out nice and smooth. It needs some lubrication. Maybe you pulled it out of a closet, especially if these units been sitting a while. They're going to take a bit. Anyway, first thing you're going to do is going to need to go into your Explorer mode. The Explorer mode lets you manually move the arm to various locations. Such as if I want to move the D section, and I want to move it 2,000 units. Okay, what that does is open up some of our channels back here. And if I open up further, we see this channel right here. There's one of those channels under each one of those. That's going to be a loop point. We're just going to take some lubrication and just put a little bit of lubrication on this. There's a variety of different lubrications. I like a white lithium grease. I also like a silicon grease. This is a spray formula, a little harder to control, and just put a little bit. Try to get control. That's the hard thing about is getting in control. Now this has got a groove on each side of that bar that you would like to get a little bit of grease into it. If you don't get it in there, it's going to work its way in. It's going to work. And now once I have that in there, I want to exercise this by sending it back to 0. And maybe move that back and forth a few times. To work that into that actuator, that linear bearing right there. A couple other linear bearings are the two here. This is what brings the entire caddy out from the unit. Same type of lubrication is required there. If your unit is real bad, you may start with using a oil-based product, WD-40 or 3-in-1 oil. Seems to cut the build up a little faster than a grease. Again, you use the same software to move the unit different ways. Now I see the problem. Why not anyway. Just gonna home for a minute. So with the caddy moved to one side, we've got the two linear bearings here that also are going to need. Your oil point is actually that groove right there. your lubrication point. So it just takes a little bit of, and again, if you're using a spray grease, it takes a little bit of control. There's also another bearing here, and while you had it in this position, you're going to want to go ahead and hit a little bit of lubrication on your ball slide, because that turns, that's going to bring that in. There's another ball slide that you should also lubricate, and that's your Z-axis, which is inside the arm. And you're just going to put a small bead on that, again, on that ball thread right there, and that'll work itself in. Then you can either run a program so that it will exercise your lube into place for you, or use the Explorer setup routine. It doesn't really matter. I like to use the program and go ahead and set up to run itself, and it will run all those once all your bearings your linear bearings are greased. Go ahead and exercise it, get it, get that into the grooves, and you should be running smooth. And with that type of maintenance, your CEM Discovery should be working for a long time. Thank you very much.